What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to give you guys a very quick update about the markets. Just note that I am not a financial planner, so make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $2,000, you're guaranteed 30 in total, not to mention 8.1% APY in uninvested cash. The offer ends at the end of March. Anyways, let's talk about what's happening with the markets. So, looking at SPY, you guys can see that we've gapped up and we're trying to push here. I do think we could approach 605 to 607, that range, but I would not be overly bullish just yet, unless we manage to break the all-time high. And if we manage to maintain that even after Trump's big announcements, then yes, I would turn bullish in that case. But as of right now, we're not quite there. And that's why I want to give you guys a warning about this pump. So what's happening so far? Today is Monday, February 10th, 2025. At 11 o'clock a.m., we have consumer inflationary expectations, and at 11:30 a.m., we have the 3 and 6 month bill auctions. That may cause a little bit more volatility, so get ready for that. And then we also have this news right here that came out involving Donald Trump. So he said that he wants to once again increase tariffs on steel and aluminum to about 25%. Now, he said this yesterday, but he did not give us specific details about when he's going to impose them and other factors like that. So we don't know yet the specific details, but we're hearing that this is what his plan is. And then on top of this, he not only is he going to be doing that, but he's also mentioning that there's going to be more import duties coming. So he wants to increase tariffs in a lot of different countries. And he's going to make the announcements very soon, sometime this week, possibly today or tomorrow. He's going to be making the announcement. So when he makes the announcement, my question is, can the market maintain these levels? Or is the market going to get some kind of temporary move back down? Are we pumping not because we're about to rally really hard? Are we pumping because they're getting ready for a move back down? I don't know, guys. We'll have to see about that, but that is very probable. Um, we'll have to see how that goes. We also had McDonald's and Monday.com announce their earnings. McDonald's earnings was a little bit underwhelming. You guys can see their earnings were a little bit below expectations, which is not the best of news for them. And overall, we're looking for a bit of a decline in their guidance, which wasn't that great. So that's not great because they're arguing that customers are spending less than usual. So I just want to give you guys a quick recap about that. But that's it, guys. So with all this tariff talk by Trump, all this uncertainty that's coming to the markets, I would still warn you to be very cautious, even though we're going to try to pump temporarily. So I think SPY could push more. We could be hitting 605 if we surpass. I'm looking for like this 607 to 608 area. And if we surpass the highs from Friday, we're looking for the all-time high to be retested at 610. But I don't think we're going that high yet. I think that 605 to about 607 could be where we kind of like top out at. Then we may consolidate up here. And then the problem is once Trump makes his announcements, whether he announces something at the end of the day today or by Tuesday or Wednesday, we have this gap to fill down here. So if we don't get back above the highs from Friday, we might just temporarily push a bit higher, right? 605 to 607. Then we could turn and come back down to fill this gap at 600 and maybe even dip below it back down to 595 or so. This could just be what they're getting the market ready for. Because on Friday, Trump was announcing that he was going to make this announcement about more tariffs on more countries. As soon as he just said that, the market dumped. So if he officially imposes these tariffs, whether they include India, Japan, the EU, Germany, the list goes on, other countries like Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, Thailand, if he includes those countries, there's no telling what the effect is going to be. If he announces like 10 different countries or something big like that, it could be very impactful. So you want to be very careful. I'm just here to give you guys a warning about that. Yes, we could push a bit more, but be careful once Trump makes his announcement, which could be any minute now. So keep that in mind. For the QQQ, we're looking for 528s to about 530. I think we could go a little bit higher. It's very possible it tries to push a bit higher from here, but then we'll see. Can we surpass, like 533, 535? We might come a little bit short of doing that, right? And then once Trump's announcement comes out, whether it's the end of the day today or some other time, there's going to be a little bit of a dip coming. it's very possible that that could be what's about to come, depending on what he announces. If he does announce new tariffs specifically on different countries, also keep in mind, guys, Donald Trump is going to be signing executive orders at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, so he might give us more, announcements. And I want to give you, I'm probably going to give you guys like another update about that maybe a little bit later. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if what Donald Trump is about to say. Is he going to be more aggressive on these tariffs? Is he going to, change his view? I'm just going to be very, very patient for now, and then we'll see how it ends up going. For many others out there, we have the QQQ. The same thing is going on. This may try to push for that like 228 to 229 area for a little bit of a push. And then once the time is right, we'll just have to see what kind of reaction we get. If we reject off that range, at least up here, we could turn back down to about 226 or below. We'll have this gap to fill all the way down here. So there could be a move like this where we try to push up to this imbalance, goes a little bit higher for 228 to 229, and then we come back down to fill this gap, and also this imbalance over here to make a move right back down. So we'll see if we can surpass 230. If we can't, there's going to be a big risk of us dumping at least 4 points. For ES, I do expect this to push close to about 6,100. It may get very close to that area, to about 6,100 or so. And we'll see if we surpass 6122. We'll see about that. If we don't, it could be like a move right back down towards 6040. So we'll see about that. I do anticipate some upside though. It's about the 6100 area or above, and then we'll see if you get some kind of rejection or not. So be very, very mindful of that. On NQ, we're looking a bit more bullish. We'll see if we can break past 21,800, if not back up to about 22,000. We need to break 22,000 to be bullish. We might come a little short of that. We might kind of push up here. And then once Trump's announcement comes, we'll see if we make a move back down. So I'm going to be very patient, guys. I'm not trading with too much money. I'm being very, very, cautious. I'm keeping position size. Position size is very, very managed right now. Bitcoin, red resistance at 98,000. If we surpass this, we go up to 99,400. If not, we could turn back down to 96,000. So we're watching this at least very closely. On Nvidia, I do expect if we hold above 130, we're looking for 133 as our target. That's where the 200 EMA happens to be. If we surpass that, then we're looking for that gap fill back up to the 140s. For now, we're looking for like 133, 132. Might push a little bit higher, but then we'll see how the tariff news affects this. So be careful. And then we'll see if we surpass these levels or not. Tesla may be pushing for about the low 360s for a temporary push, but there are gaps in the 340s, so this might just be a temporary move up. So just be careful once we get to about 362. Apple may try to push a little bit higher. We could be on our way back up to about 230, 230 to 232. Then we'll see if we get a rejection or not off of this. So please be very mindful. For coin, we're looking for an attempt for a 281. We have this big gap down here at 276. So I do think this may push a bit higher for the 280s. But if we get a U-turn, we're looking for that gap to get filled back down here. For Amazon, we're trying to push higher for a 232. We might push a little bit higher from here, but just know that despite the fact that there's a double bottom, we have this big red bar. So even if we push higher temporarily for the low 230s, we still could turn back down. I just want to be very cautious about that. We have a tough resistance between the 720 area and also at 725 on Meta. There's also a gap down here. So could we push and come back down to fill that gap depending on Trump's announcements? Microsoft could be pushing for 414 for a temporary move up, and we'll see if you reject. And then Google could be pushing for essentially the 190 area. But just be careful once we hit 190 because that's our 200 EMA. And there's a bit of a downtrend here. So we'll see what kind of reaction we get. Anyways, that is it for my video, guys. I want to thank you all so much for listening. As far as the market goes, it's possible we push it a little bit more, but I would be very, very cautious upon open, especially as we have this gap to fill down here. And then, Donald Trump is going to make some big announcements soon. I don't know exactly when he's going to announce his tariffs. He mentioned this week. Most sources are saying that most likely today or tomorrow he will be making these big announcements. So I would be very, very careful. Okay, be very cautious. And with that being said, I thank you for listening. Please have a good rest of your day and get ready for some interesting volatility. Thank you and peace out.